Yo, what's going on, you soapy slug month? Today we're playing some games with Green's Torkoal. I'm sure you guys have heard of this deck. Maybe you've played against it. It's not a very popular deck. Maybe you guys haven't heard of this deck, but the point of the deck is to use Torkoal's Steam Crush attack for 120 damage, and then we discard 2 energy from our opponent's active Pokemon for the 4 energy. Setting him up can be a little bit of a hassle, so we are playing it with Welders, as well as trying to use Flare Starter with the Volcanion, opting to go second. We actively choose to go second, so we can use this Flare Starter turn 1, hopefully open the Volcanion, and then set up our Torkoal V. It is a greens deck. We do play greens, which means we got all the super cool cards like Wait and See Hammer, Eneporter, stuff like that. We got that Reset Stamp Power Plant combo in here as well. And yeah, I don't have much else to say on the list. We do play Crushing Hammers to try and build up into the Torkoal V. He's pretty good right now in the current meta, because he's super strong against Dragapult, and fire cards in general are pretty good against Zacian. Composition is still a pretty close matchup, but definitely have a pretty good shot against it. Pikarom is kind of one of the tougher matchups. They kind of get almost like too much energy in play for us to keep up with. We try our best, but it can be pretty rough sometimes. But yeah, Dragapult, composition, definitely favorable matchups. Pikarom is definitely where we struggle a little bit. Let's go ahead. Let's get into some games. All right, we're getting into our first game. We won the coin flip. That means we're choosing to go second because we want to use that Flare Starter. It's really hard to get all the energy in play, like I said, for the Torkoals. 4 energy, when our energy excel is based around Welder. There's a lot of energy to get on a Pokemon. So yeah, going second. We'll be chilling. No basic in this one. No problem. Shuffle it back in. Let us see a new hand. Hopefully opening that baby Volcanion. But if not, we do play greens to pull off the combo still. And we do play 4 quick ball, so we can like actively find our dudes. All right, we got greens, we got Volcanion, we got a Flint. It's a pretty good opening hand actually here in this first game here. Yeah, it's pretty good. We got the greens, we got the Flint, we got the energy. Did mulligan 3 times, which is not ideal, but we only played 7 basic Pokemon, so it's not that big of a surprise. We are up against a Malamar deck, which is not what we want to be up against, man. Energy acceleration is not our strong suit. All right, this is probably gonna be pretty rough, but we'll see. Maybe it won't be as bad as I am initially thinking here. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Malamar, what is kind of the question? If it's Malamar Dragapult, we definitely have a shot. If it's Malamar, like straight Malamar, probably going to be in trouble. We can look to like knock out the Malamar turn 2 or something like that, though. We could definitely go for something like that. Just knock that out, take it out of play, and then don't have to worry about that energy acceleration anymore past taking it out. There's a Jirachi from our opponent, because we go like greens here for like Welder plus Boss's Orders, Fiery Flint away the fire plus the top deck, or maybe one of the Torkoals. Probably don't want to get rid of one of the Torkoals though. He's our main attacker. We kind of need him. Yeah, so probably have to get rid of the top deck. And then we could get a Boss's Orders and look to like turn 2 knock out Inkay. So they quick balled for Jirachi. Now they have a treasure. It is Dragapult build. Okay, so we do definitely have a decent chance to beat this here. If it's not Dragapult, if it's like a Spell Tag Malamar build, we definitely, or even Mewtwo Malamar, it's definitely like too much energy acceleration with like either one prize Pokemon or too many switch cards to get back to the bench. Like it's just really rough. But if it is Dragapult, we have a shot here. Another Jirachi coming in. Okay, they're already going down quite a few draw supporters as well to get these Jirachis out here. All right, sounds fine to me. Top deck to Reset Stamp. Yeah, we can give that up here alongside the energy. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then, yeah, like I said, we're going to get that Boss's Orders and a Welder for later. Let's see, yeah. Boss plus a Welder for later. Enter Torkoal, attached to my active. And Flare Starter, because we did go second. We get those 3 energy in play on our Torkoal. All right, let's go Torkoal. And then, yeah, hopefully next turn we get to take out this Malamar. And then from there, we start hitting them with those Steam Crushes, remove their energy. But even us having to go out of the way to chase this Malamar is kind of annoying. We'll see how it goes, especially if they knock out our Volcanion. We do kind of want to match their attacks. Like anytime they would attack with the Dragapult VMAX, we want to be able to Steam Crush it. So if they get like a Max Phantom here on this Volcanion, before we Boss Orders up the Malamar, put 5 here. Even if we then want to go Steam Crush this, you know, can get a little hairy from there. We could go with the Combustion Pillar that also actually knocks out Malamar, but probably gonna go with the Steam Crush. Just don't discard that card, because you never know. Another supporter hits the discard pile. Okay, they're running through their supporters in this game. It looks like they're down 2 Cynthias and a Professor's Research without having played a draw supporter. This pretty much tells us that they have a Professor's Research in their hand. It kind of screams Professor's Research in the hand. to us from our opponent here when they actively discarded this many draw supporters, and then got a Cynthia, and then still chose to discard it. Switch to a new Jirachi, and then yeah, here comes Professor's Research. So they're down 4 draw supporters on their second turn. That's something to look forward to for our reset stamps later on in the game, or our reset stamp, I guess I should say, as we are down a reset stamp, and I actually don't even know if the other one is in the deck because I didn't check my prize cards. You want to get that edge on your opponent. Always make sure you check your prize cards, or check them as much as possible. It does make a difference. All right, Stellar Wish here again from our opponent. And yeah, get this energy here, which is fine. Looks like we're gonna be able to get this knockout on the Malamar, maybe. Oh, they're gonna go with the Shred. Okay, 100% fine with this. We're gonna take out this Malamar. Gotta eliminate that energy acceleration. We can't let them have that. Or we're gonna have a bad time. High Heat Blast cannot allow this guy to exist any longer, even though he didn't exist for that long in this game. All right, now this is where we can take over the game. They didn't have the turn 2 Max Phantom. We've taken out their Malamar. We're actually in a pretty good spot. This is where we excel in this matchup. Right here, right now, the Torkoal's about to swing, start removing these energy, and it's going to be all good for me. We could even, well, we could greens for an Eneporter. The Eneporter is actually, even though Torkoal V Max does play a lot of special energy, the Eneporter is actually in here for this matchup, for the Pikarom matchup, so we can more easily remove energy or manipulate the energy on the Pikarom side, because that's the matchup where they get like a lot of energy and play really fast. They do play the speed energy, which we can abuse. So yeah, it's really in there for that matchup, the Eneporter. It is good in this matchup. We can utilize in this matchup, but it's not really actually in here even for this matchup. All right, second Torkoal coming online now. Attach to the active one, and there it is, Steam Crush. And we actually discard the energy before we do the damage. So just the way of the order of operations, the order of effects in Pokemon. This gets discarded before we do the damage, so we don't take the damage from the horror energy. Bro, we got them locked up. What are they going to do? No Malamar to work with? Even if they get this guy set up with a Max Phantom, they're going to, what, hit us for 150, put 5 here, then we discard 2 more energy. They can't even Max Phantom on the next turn. I'm calling it. This one is pretty much all done. We'll see if our opponent's going to need like a miracle. We're going to get some use greens next turn, get some buff paddings, make these tanky Torkoals. How much tankier? That 260 HP we can get them up to with that. Which is pretty insane. It's a pretty high amount of HP for a basic Pokemon, 260. It's not too bad. Does get 2-shot by the Max Phantom, but then they can't like Max Phantom plus like Shred twice or something like that. Max Phantom plus Shred plus Bite or whatever other shenanigans they play. They're coming in with a Shred right here for 60. See, so the Shreds that were happening. That's what I was talking about. Draw. Go ahead, greens. Grab myself those 2 buff paddings. Buff these guys out. Go ahead and attach to the bench guy. Quick ball with these baby Volcanions. Get another baby Volcanion. Just kind of thin out the deck. And then once again, the Steam Crush. Remove that energy. I don't want them to have it. Keep discarding those energies. They'll probably get this first knockout on this first Torkoal, but that's fine. I don't care if I lose 1 Torkoal. We still got another 2 Torkoals to work with. Try and utilize all 3 Torkoals. This game, I'm going to discard all of our Volcanions. We don't need Volcanion in this matchup. Another Shred. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and Caitlin and Cynthia away a Volcanion here. Yeah. Caitlin, I'm actually gonna get rid of the. No, we'll keep the quick ball around because I can get Torkoal later if they like Marnias or something. Get a greens. We don't really need Welders as much anymore. We're still probably gonna use 1 or 2 of them. I'm gonna play a Crushing Hammer, trying to remove this energy off the bench guy. We did get that, so remove that energy. Attach energy here, and then Steam Crush once again. Knock out that first Dragapult. Another one on the way. Nope, there's the concede, as expected. Easy dub over the Dragapult. Once we dealt with that Malamar. The Malamar was the first hurdle to get over. Dealt with that. Easy dub. All right, we're back at it. Going second. What we do here, around here. We go second. Would have been a pretty good hand if we had even a non-Volcanion start. Double quick ball. Some options. Wait and see hammer. Oh no, basic though. We have the no greens necessary wait and see hammer. Okay, we're up against Combozation. We saw that Metal Energy and that Sonya right there. On this matchup, we can abuse the buff padding out Torkoal because they can't one-shot it, but they do play a Tool Scrapper, so it can kind of be like a bait. So we usually just want to use baby Volcanions unless the Tool Scrapper hits the discard pile at some point. Then we can go in with the this is very good here. No draw supporter. It's very good besides the lack of a supporter, actually. It's very good besides that. It's a little bit iffy without the supporter here. So, we'll see where this one goes. But yeah, usually just want to use Volcanions in this matchup. It's very fine to just use Volcanions. They do play Goggles, which messes up the high heat blast damage, but we do play a Tool Scrapper, which we can use to get rid of the metal Goggles. Currently, we just need like another basic Pokemon in this hand, and this hand would be ridiculously good. But yeah, we don't usually want to use Torkoal because kind of just worth more prize cards than Volcanion, and it does the exact same thing. Unless the Tool Scrapper hits the discard pile, and at that point Torkoal is more valuable because it lasts more than one turn. Here they go with a Dede change. Definitely unnecessary Dede change, for sure. A little bit overly aggressive, I think, for no reason. No need to Dede change. You only play one Dede in there. You want to save him around for as long as possible. Just Intrepid Sword with your dude. Attach Intrepid Sword, Hidden Energy. You'd be good to go from there. I want to get a little bit more aggressive, I guess. No energy hits. That's good for us. We need a top deck here. It's Quick Ball, which is okay. Go ahead and Fiery Flint away. Eneporter and switch. Drop some energy. We want to try and buy as much time as possible here. I'll go with a Crushing Hammer. That is a Tails. Quick Ball away, another energy here. Gonna get another Volcanion. Like I said, I think we just want to go just down the route of just Volcanions. And then we get the Flare Starter. We had to put 3 energy in play. Here. Here, and probably just one more here. If they do knock out this Volcanion, we actually can't attack next turn with High Heat Blast. So hopefully they don't knock out this Volcanion in particular. They can knock out my active all they want. Or if they Fion, because they probably don't play, because it looks like they're probably just playing the first place list from Limitless Qualifier 4. Probably just going to be knocking out our active. That's 2 saucers down. That's also good for us. Would have been very nice to hit a Crushing Hammer to heads there to make it that much harder for them to set up a second Zacian. Or if they have to hard retreat, that's also very good for us. As long as they just don't have energy in play. We're trying to reduce the amount of energy our opponent has in play here. We want that to be as low as possible. So Crushing Hammer heads here would have been great, because then that means they need that much extra energy on this one, and then this Zacian attacks, and then we knock this one out, and then they have no energy in play, and so on and so forth. Would have been pretty good, but no Crushing Hammer heads. Not ideal. We'll be fine though. Just need to get a little bit more energy in play. They're already down 2 saucer, which is a very big deal. Yeah, being down 2 saucer for our opponent is a huge deal, because it means it's that much harder to set up a Zacian out of nowhere. They kind of maybe have to take a turn to like Intrepid Sword or something, which isn't like the worst thing ever for them, but you know, very good for us, basically. Very good for us, for them to have to take a turn off, give us a turn to work with. There's a Guru. They just gave up a research. I doubt they're going to Marnie here, but they might. They're going with the boss's orders. No, they had the boss's orders. The one thing we needed them to not have, they have. Okay, so now we're in a position where we don't lose yet, but because of our really slow start, we need to top deck a Welder. So it's possible. So that's what we're looking for here. Top deck Welder. It is a Fire Crystal. So we're just going to have to go with attach to the bench, Flare Starter to the bench. And then hope this guy doesn't get knocked out by another boss's orders, and then we can attack with him for 4 energy on the next turn to knock out this Zacian, and then hopefully get something else from there. I'm kind of losing hope here in this one though. Yeah, this matchup, like I said, I think it is slightly favorable, but we do have to draw stuff. We have to actually have stuff to do. We did drew no supporters. We played quite a few supporters actually. We played 10 draw supporters, or 10 supporters. You know, 4 greens, 4 Welder, 2 Caitlin and Cynthia, 4 Pokégear. None of those in our opening hand here or in our follow-up here. It's been kind of rough. Having a little bit of a rough go of it. Hopefully it improves. Hopefully they don't boss's orders us again. I don't know why they benched the Mew here with side power. That's curious for sure. I don't quite get that at all. Maybe they plan to send it up for the turn. But I don't know why they wouldn't just attack with the Zacian. Here come the Goggles. We do have, at the very least, we have our Tool Scrapper. They are Marnieing us, which makes me lose our Tool Scrapper. No! We need that. It's on the bottom of our deck. So we have to top deck a greens to be able to get our Tool Scrapper. Or maybe our opponent whiffs an attack for a turn, I guess. That could also happen. Nope. They have the switch. Alright. The only thing we had going for us was we had the answer to their Metal Goggles. We were dead drawing, but we had the answer to the Metal Goggles. They Marnie us for whatever reason when we're dead drawing, and now it's on the bottom of the deck. And we're not going to be able to get it. This is terrible. All right, Fire Crystal. Get 3 fire. There's just no way to access that Tool Scrapper. This is abysmal, man. It's unfortunate. We could Caitlin and we're going to go ahead and Welder here 1. Welder 1. No Pokemon. We have to hope our opponent doesn't have a switch here. This is just no good. High Heat Blast for 190 damage. Man, the one thing we had going for us was that Tool Scrapper in the hand. And there's a switch. All right. We know where this is going. Gonna go ahead and concede. No supporters at all into, you know, a bunch of supporters is not great for us. Let's see if we can't get a little bit better of a draw in the next one. Okay, another coin flip one, another choosing to go second, another hopeful that we get. Okay, it's a little bit better than that last one. Volcanion start. We have a draw supporter. That's the big deal here. Got a draw, or we have a supporter. I say draw supporter. Greens is not a draw supporter. It is a more like utility supporter. But we have a supporter. That's what I should be saying. We have a supporter to work with. Our opponent opened a Zapdos, so it's probably a Pikarom. Let's find out what they got going on here. Nope, it's a Shinx. Can't say this is a matchup that I've ever played before, so I have zero idea how this is gonna go. Yeah, they don't play a ton of energy. I know that much. This deck, the Mallow Lana is probably gonna be a pretty big deal to heal Torkoal. It's just a luxray deck. Yeah, we'll see what happens here. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea how it's gonna go. We'll see. They probably play the item lock guy, but we one-shot that with. Excuse me. We one-shot the Luxio with the high heat blast, so that's good. Probably just gonna go greens for quick ball and a welder. I would love to get wait and see hammer here, but unless our top deck is a greens or something, we can't afford to do that. We want to keep the Mallow Lana around, I feel like, to heal. Yeah, this is gonna be an interesting one. We'll see. There's a Crushing Hammer. That's kind of cool. Let's go ahead and see how that fares. That's a tails. All right, greens here. Gonna grab ourselves, yeah, quick ball to get a Torkoal. Start setting up the Torkoal, and then grab the welder. Or we could grab, actually could opt for a Heat Factory instead and just start drawing a lot of cards. We don't really need the welder. I guess the Heat Factory is a little bit better. Yeah, we don't need a welder this turn or even next turn potentially, so just drawing cards feels like it can't hurt. Quick ball away the Yell Grunt. Don't have a lot to work with right now. We do have an Eneporter, which is kind of cool because we can do this. Move to the Jirachi. Bench this guy, bench that, attach that, and Flare Starter. 1, 2, 3. On to our Torkoal. We did not get a supporter, but Heat Factory draws us 3 cards for discarding a Fire Energy. It might stick around for another turn. Welder also draws us 3 cards for attaching Fire Energy. So either way, we're only going to see 3 cards deeper into our deck. So we may as well see 3 cards deeper now, especially when we don't need the extra energy in play. We can attack with this next turn. We can attack with this next turn. Yeah, may as well just go ahead and see the 3 cards now. We potentially also see 3 more cards next turn through Heat Factory. So kind of makes sense to go ahead and do it this way as opposed to getting a welder for the following turn. Ooh, double E-Power? Please no. That's a single E-Power. They're digging for that second E-Power here. They did Marnia, so that means we get a new hand. Not a whole ton change though, except once again, good Heat Factory. So that's pretty good. Heat Factory, draw some cards. Here comes that Thunderous Assault. Did they get the second E-Power? Vitality Band they might play. There's a Fion. That is annoying. Yeah, that guy's annoying. I wanted to keep my Torkoal safe and healthy on the bench, just chilling, doing his own thing. Now he's taking 110 damage. Super rude. All right, Heat Factory here. 1, 2, 3. New Torkoal. Gonna play a greens. Gonna get welder now. Now we get the welder. Grab welder. And let's get him a buff padding. Let's buff out the other Torkoal on our bench now. Yeah. Attach active. Buff padding to the bench. And Steam Crush. Steam Crush, the discard effect probably won't be too ridiculously strong in this matchup. I guess against Luxray, it does prevent this guy's going to get knocked out next turn. It does prevent the, what does it prevent? Prevent them from like two-shotting us because like they get hit for 160 with an energy. We would take away their energy, then they can't do the 120 damage. So I guess that will be pretty good at some point. with some Crushing Hammers to help with that as well. So it kind of like traps the luxrays as a luxray. They do play Scoop Up Net, so they can pick them up and do that or whatever. But we can kind of like run them out of energy potentially, which is kind of cool. Yeah, that's what we can try and do here, is run them out of energy. So we have to be careful with energy. We don't play that much energy. We play 3 crystals and 10 basic fires. Our current hand is just no good as far as energy goes. But yeah, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we have 3 energy, 3 crystals. So we have 12 energy left to utilize, which can make 2 more Torkoals. That's kind of what we want to think about. Not over. Sometimes gotta be careful about overusing the Heat Factory. Okay, here comes the knockout, and we have no good response to them knocking out our Torkoal. We have nothing here. No greens, no energy. Can't even use Heat Factory here. Oh no, man. Are we going down to the luxray deck? Here comes that raid for the knockout. All right, we're gonna send up the baby Volcanion. Unfortunately about this guy as well is we don't one-shot him. It takes 2 hits. They got that 160 HP. But discarding the energy is pretty cool, or can be pretty cool. We whiffed completely. Oh no, what a way to lose a game, man. All right, gonna quick ball away, a quick ball. Grab another Torkoal. Bench the Torkoal, and we'll flare start. I don't think there's even any. Oh, there's some energy. All right. Flare starter to this Torkoal. Man, this feels so bad. We had like a good hand, and then Marnie just kind of killed it. We have so many outs to supporters left as well. We have 2 greens. We have 2 Caitlin and Cynthia. 4 Welder. 4 Pokégear. Yeah, we have 10 outs in a 29 card deck. A third of our deck is outs to a draw supporter. And the Pokégear is almost like guaranteed to hit a supporter if we do draw into one. So it definitely feels really bad here to not have access to a supporter when we have so many outs to supporters. Yeah, just feels bad, man. All right, we'll see what happens here. They have to use Head Bolt here to actually get a knockout. There's a boss's orders. We do have a switch to counteract that, though, thankfully. They could disconnect trap our one of our turtles, though, which that would be annoying. I don't know if they see that line of play, but they could, because green decks, they do play Mallow Lana, but usually it's only like 1. So maybe let's go with boss's orders this up, punch it, or bring up this guy even. Oh, Head Bolt KO Volcanion. All right. Torkoal V going to the active here. Not going to be the one with the energy, because I don't expect to draw into a card that would give me an out to attack this turn. There's a Flint. There's 2 energy left in the deck. What do we get rid of, though? Power Plant and switch, I think. 2 energy. Okay. Get to use the Heat Factory. 1, 2, 3. Got a Welder, got a Caitlin and Cynthia, got a boss's orders. Gonna go ahead and Welder to this Torkoal. We need to find Fire Crystal. There's a Fire Crystal. Crushing Hammer. Let's get a Tails. Obviously wanted a Heads. All right, got some energy attached to the Torkoal. I'm gonna save the Reset Stamp. Yeah, we're just gonna save it. Pass to my opponent. All right, 2 Fire Crystal left, which means we have access to 8, 9, 10. 8 more energy total. Once again, keeping track of this because we can possibly like run out of energy. It is possible. It feels like pretty often with this deck to run out of energy. Got to be careful. I did actually add in a 3rd Fire Crystal recently because I was running out of energy so frequently. It's definitely been good. I would even consider maybe going up another energy or another Fire Crystal or something like that. I don't know. Have to figure that out. All right. Hey, they got the boss's orders on my Torkoal once again. That is super annoying. Let me tell you. That is double E power. It's not going to one-shot us, so we're okay with this. They could definitely one-shot a Torkoal, though, with Raid with double E power. So maybe it would have been better if they just kind of held off on that. Okay. Oh. Not that great of a spot still. I'm going to... I don't want to take away their energy. I feel like that's pretty good. That has to be like our game plan here overall. So I'm just going to Welder 1 to the active here. And then attach to the bench tier. And then we're going to go ahead and Steam Crush. Discard both their energy. They get hit this for 60 next turn with this one. They could scoop up net it. Like I said, they would need another energy to be able to use Raid, which is kind of our game plan. And once they knock this guy out, we will reset stamp them to 1. There's the scoop up net, but they do need another energy, which is what we're kind of trying to run them out of. We would have liked to have been more aggressive about it, but it's been kind of a slow game for us. So we're going to look to just reset stamp to 1, hopefully get a heads on this Crushing Hammer after they knock out our active Torkoal, which unfortunately they had the boss's orders for. That's like the big the big yikes here was that they had the boss's orders to actually bring this guy up. We liked if he had just kind of chilled on the bench for like a long time. Guru, sure. I actually wonder if they play, their ordinary route is gone. They might play a second of those. I wonder if they play Cocoa Prism. I wonder if you play Cocoa Prism in this deck, because they play a lot of special energy, obviously, probably 4 speed energy. We see a capture energy here that they maybe play multiple of as well. So yeah, I wonder if they even play the Cocoa Prism. Hopefully they whiff an energy here, give us another turn with our Torkoal. That'd be great. I would very much appreciate that from our opponent, for them to whiff for a turn. That'd be great. We can use Caitlin and Cynthia. Could even use the Mallow Lana if we get a switch. We could just Mallow Lana into this Torkoal for the turn and not give our opponent something to do, which would be pretty good, actually. Yeah, we could just Mallow Lana this guy here. I kind of like that play. Let's do that. Get rid of this guy and let's get rid of the Pokégear, I feel like. We get a green set. Let's get rid of the Great Catcher. I'm not feeling like the Dene into the active is going to be too strong anytime soon. Yeah, pass over to our opponent. I don't mind if there's a Rangaroo just kind of sits here. And if they get to the active, if they hit this Torkoal, that's also fine with me. And then if we can get a greens off this Pokégear, get a switch back into this guy, you know, take some more energy away from a luxray, we're okay. They have 1 scoop of net left to work with. Quite a few energy, though. They do have quite a few energy. I'm kind of surprised that they whiffed there. I would have guessed that they would have hidden energy there, personally. If I had to bet, I guess, I would have bet on them hitting an energy. If they do go into a disconnect, we can actually Caitlin and Cynthia for the Mallow and Lana instead of the greens, like I was thinking about grabbing. I would get the Mallow and Lana instead. Maybe it's even better to get the Mallow and Lana no matter what off the Caitlin and Cynthia here. But there's a Marnie. No Caitlin and Cynthia for us. We got some Pokégears. Oh, hey, there's that switch. That's what we needed to get this Torkoal to this Torkoal to take away this energy from this luxray, so they can't use. We're just trying to avoid them using Headbolt. We don't want them to use Headbolt. We're okay if they use Raid. We don't want them to use Headbolt. That's the last scoop up net. That's good to see. They have 2 switch left, maybe. I don't know if this deck plays 4 switch, but that means we can just kind of trap this luxray in the active. We can just take away the energy and then it's just draw pass. If they want to hard retreat it, that's fine. It's another energy gone. We are an energy control deck after all. There's that raid. 162R Torkoal. Okay. Pokégear. That's a greens. Gonna go ahead and get ourselves some Fire Crystals. Or Fire Crystal. There's a Reset Stamp, which is pretty good here. I could hold off on that. We could get the Caitlin and Cynthia to then get Mallow and Lana next turn. That might be a little bit too slow. But it might be, we might have enough time. Let's just do this anyways to get some options. All right, these two. A Fire Crystal. We did prize a Fire Crystal, that means. So we could get that out of the prize cards to get to work with another turtle. Switch into Torkoal and Steam Crush. 120. Most importantly, discarding that energy card. Once again, I'm going to check another time. 2 basic energy, 2 speed energy. Okay. We do have a Power Plant left in our deck, which we can use to replace their Thunder Mountain when they finally play down that. We haven't seen any other stadiums, I don't think. They almost definitely play a Thunder Mountain. Thunder Mountain's super good with the Luxray deck. There's no reason really to not play it. So we can replace that once they put that in play. We'll hopefully be able to find that. There's a Luxio. 2 Luxios. Here comes a Quick Ball. This will almost definitely get us a greens as well, right? Oh no, we only have 1 greens left. I think it is in the deck though. It's a good chance it gets us a greens. There's only 12 cards in our deck. 11 cards going to be left in our deck. There's a Fion, but they don't have bench space to work with. And I think I'm just going to draw past. There's another switch. Okay, so there's, once again, going down on switch. Not too bad for us. 2 Baby Volcanion Prize. There's an E-Power. I don't think they can knock out our active. No, can't quite knock out our active. They're 10 damage short, actually. So if they play Vitality Band, they don't have any more E-Powers. They kind of wasted those 2 E-Powers, I feel like, when they went to that double E-Power play. It felt kind of like a waste. To me, definitely not looking like it was that big of a play here. They could raid again for 60, I guess. They're just going to pass. I'm going to draw. I'm going to go ahead and Caitlin and Cynthia. But I'm actually not going to draw cards, or am I? Nope. We're just going to go ahead and grab Mallow and Lana. Grab Mallow and Lana. Attach. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and pass. They went ahead and wasted a switch there. Our goal is to run them out of energy. I'm going to make them put an energy on something before I attack. I'm not just going to attack into something that doesn't have an energy. We're not going to win by prize cards. We're going to win by our opponent running out of resources or decking out or something like that. So, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and pass it back to our opponent. See if they got any other. They're out of Marnie, which is probably the only shuffle draw supporter they play. As we see this Erica's Hospitality, we see they play Professor's Research. So, yeah, I'm feeling like we can deck out our opponent here pretty easily. There's that Thunder Mountain, so we're going to need a greens to replace that. There's a Boss's Orders. A third Boss's Orders. Gosh, man. Gotta say... Oh, no, is that the third? I feel like it was the third. Did they put one back in the deck somehow? Second. Man, am I losing it? I swear. They had to use 3 Boss's Orders. All right. Thunder Mountain there. We definitely need to replace the Thunder Mountain. Now I think we have to go with that reset stamp to 1. Hopefully we get a greens here. Nope, it's a Welder. Try again. Pokégear. Nope, it's Boss's Orders. All right, we're gonna Welder 1 here. There's that reset stamp at the very least, and we're gonna knock out and hope the stamp sticks at this point. I was hoping they wouldn't have that play. Oh, it's Fion that they used earlier. I was like, they've definitely like forced something up off my bench multiple times here. How did they do it? It was Fion that they used. Okay, we can actually bench this Volcanion and attach to it, and then we can set up to Mallow Lana this guy one more time. Hopefully they whiff off this Stellar Wish Plus card they have to work with, and give us a couple turns of just kind of punching stuff with the Steam Crush. Okay, hopefully we can Steam Crush multiple things here. One other play we can do is we weren't able to replace this Thunder Mountain. It's really important that we replace this Thunder Mountain as soon as possible to not give them free attacks. Very unfortunate if they get a lot of free attacks. They can also Tingly Return, which is kind of annoying as well. They got some shenanigans they can do for sure. How many Luxray are they down though? Oh, they're only down 1. They have a lot of Luxrays left. All right, they got a lot of stuff left, but I'm still feeling fine. Here comes a disconnect. Hopefully we top deck. Actually, I guess this could be evolved into a Luxray and hit us. Yeah, it's very unfortunate we didn't get a Thunder Mountain. There it is. All right. Here comes a raid. 160. All right, I think we have to do some shenanigans here, which involves bringing up a Rangaroo and passing. Well, we can go ahead and Crystal. We need to like Mallow and Lana heal our dude. Are we gonna have enough time to win the game though? I feel like we don't have it. We're just gonna deck out before we could possibly win the game. Not feel good, but we have to pass. We can't do anything else. We have to pass here. They do have a switch left, as it's definitely not a deck that Torkoal V is equipped to beat, especially with that awkward start we had. But we're trying here. We're gonna deck out. There's a Fion. This could get weird. Mallow and Lana, and then we could hard retreat. Then this guy gets stuck if they bring it back into the active. We're just in a pretty terrible spot. Could do... Nope, this is just kind of terrible. We're just going to deck out. I think we just have to concede this one. I don't see a win condition where we can draw 4 prize cards before our opponent draws 1 prize card ever. It just doesn't happen. Yep. I'll have to give up on this one. All right. Those are going to be the games with Torkoal V. I hope you guys enjoyed them. They were interesting at the very least. If you guys enjoyed the games, be sure to give the video a like and enjoy the content. Be sure to subscribe. Have a good day. Thanks for watching, and peace.